Hello everyone, welcome back to Lucky15 tomorrow, where I'll be giving you my EachWay Lucky15 predictions for tomorrow's horse racing action as usual here on the channel. Just going to quickly reflect on how today's selections ran. We did a special for today at Chantilly, which featured the biggest races of the day on that amazing card at Chantilly. There were a lot of good horses and good races on show today, and it wasn't the worst day we've ever had. We had an Able win for us. I know that was quite obvious, contender obviously before the race, but she definitely put all her critics to bed. I think in those kind of races, when you've got a horse like an Able, it's just the doubt sometimes that everyone has. You can never quite accept that a horse is genuinely going to turn up, because obviously it's horse racing and sometimes things can go wrong, but she was just a pure quality horse and has had a fantastic season, and who knows where she'll go on from here. I wonder if maybe she might just get retired, and they might just put her into breeding, but obviously I'm not really a knower of how they breed racehorses, but I know she would be definitely an interesting breeder for future horses in the near, say, 5 years, if she does go into breeding, and see if any of her offspring were to be great horses. She would be a really interesting and probably cost a lot of money as well for stallions to mate with her. So she was an absolute superstar today, and we predicted her, so it was a great performance by her. Also as well, we had two placed efforts with Marsha, and our other one was in the last race at Chantilly as well, and that wasn't a bad performance there, 2 places. And then our other selection was actually slightly disappointing. Lacazar, that was actually our nap, the German Raider. I think it didn't run badly in the sense that it ran badly and shockingly and didn't stay the trip and was outpaced. I just definitely think it didn't get a good lead into the race, really. I thought the jockey really, he held it up too much, and I think that horse needed to be ridden more prominently from the beginning, because you could definitely tell throughout the day at Chantilly it definitely paid to be up with the pace quite early on. A lot of horses weren't coming from the back towards the end, so it was kind of a lesson you had to learn, really, if you were watching the racing throughout the afternoon. But also as well, we do the load a lot on our Twitter feed, Lucky15, if you don't follow us over there already. That was actually a good day on there. We backed Jesky, which I believe came in at 6-1 in the end, and we also backed Psychedelic Rock also as well at Tipperary, meaning we had 2 out of 3 winners there over in Ireland today, and that wasn't a bad over there as well, continuing our good form with the load a lot. I would definitely suggest actually to go over there and follow us on Twitter, because we've been having far more luck over there, especially this week. We've been having a great week on our Twitter feed. Yesterday I had 2 out of 3 winners, and the other one that didn't win placed at 10-1. We've had a few 12-1, 9-1 win I think we had on the same day last week, so definitely go out and check us out over there. But I will give you the heads up now, I'm not going to be doing load a lot tomorrow, because if I'm honest with you, it's probably one of the worst days I've seen, especially recently, for when it comes to horse racing. There's a lot of very, very weak racing tomorrow, and if I'm honest with you, I've only just scraped together really some EachWay Lucky15 predictions, and I'm probably only confident really on 1 or 2 of them actually really being there definitely in the mix tomorrow, because a lot of weak races, a lot of horses as well on the jump side coming back after their summer layoffs, and also as well it's kind of like the wind down now nearly in the season. I know Bath's the only flat card tomorrow on the turf. They've got a lot of weaker races, but I know they've had problems with their turf. Also as well, you've got Newton Abbot and Stratford, their summer jumping tracks, and they're kind of winding down now to end their season off. So there's not a lot of strong racing on tomorrow, but like I said, hopefully I've scrambled something up for you tomorrow, and hopefully we can get a few winners from it. So the first horse I'm going to give you tomorrow is in the 310 at Bath with a horse called Jim Rockford, currently 11-4 bookmakers at the moment. I believe it's round about the second favourite, trained by Rafe Beckett. And Georgia Cox will be taking the ride tomorrow, who's a very good conditional jockey, taking £5 off. This horse actually won here last time at Bath, still only 2 years old. It's a nursery handicap, and if you actually look at its progression this season, it's progressed not too badly, and that could be a nice 3-year-old handicapper next season. It might go on and develop really well. So I thought tomorrow with all those things going for it and it running well of late and finally getting its head up last time, I thought it had very strong claims in this race tomorrow. So that's going to be the first horse I give you there. We then go over to the jumps action. That's the only flat action I'm giving you tomorrow. It's the 420 for our second selection at Newton Abbot. Currently 4-1 with bookmakers, a horse we're back in here, and it's called Waterloo Warrior, trained by Colin Tizard, who's obviously got the greater horses of Q Card, Thistle, Crack, Native River at his disposal. Well, this is one of his weaker horses, but does actually run in the same colours as Native River, Waterloo Warrior. It's quite a young horse, this horse. I remember backing it last year, to be honest, and it was one that was tearing your hair out, really. It looked really good on paper, it looked nice. Been running in novice events quite a lot, but never really got its head in front last season. I believe it is still a maiden, actually. It ran a few good placed efforts, and when I tended to overlook it, it would go and get placed. And when I did put money on it, or if I did think it would run well, then it would finish nowhere and really struggle in the race. However, I am going to give it the benefit of the doubt, considering it was only 4 years old last year. It's now 5 years old. It's got a year under its belt in racing. Obviously, it's going to have hopefully more of a longer career than a flat horse would. But I thought tomorrow, you know what, he could come back and prove me wrong. So I thought I'll go for him at 4-1 tomorrow. He's going to be ridden by Robbie Power as well, which is an interesting jockey booking. I've noticed Robbie has recently been riding over in England for Colin Tizard. I think it's because he rides for the same owners, or a particular owner set. I can't remember the names of them. It might be the Potts. I noticed that obviously he normally rides for Jessica Harrington, and Colin Tizard race horses in the same colours. I've noticed quite a lot. So I think there's some kind of connection there, and that's why he's riding. But I thought this was quite a weak race, to be honest. He's coming back from a layoff. He doesn't mind the ground, Waterloo Warrior. He should go okay on it. And I thought 4-1, you know what, he might make the frame there. So that's going to be the second horse I give you there. Our third horse is actually the one I would be confident about, believe it or not, and it's going to be my nap for tomorrow. It's actually in the 4:30 at Stratford, and the horse I'm going for here is a horse called Culm, Counsellor, currently around 5-1 with bookmakers at the moment. I would definitely say to back it EachWay. I think it's got very strong claims in the race tomorrow. It's trained by Chris Down, and Palmer Fuller will be taking the ride tomorrow. It's an amateur rider's race, but I thought this horse could potentially go well. The last few times it's been running very well. I believe also as well it might be a course and distance winner. I can't remember if it is, but I know it's been running very well of late, especially Newton Abbot's put in some good performances and actually finished second last time out, beating a horse called Guerrilla Tactics that actually went on and won earlier in the week at Warwick, and a very nice performance in the end, beating some good horses there as well. So the form is pretty strong in this race and probably brings in the best piece of form and has probably been the most consistent horse in the lineup tomorrow. And I thought with Pamela Fuller as well being a good apprentice rider, especially in the jump circuit, I thought this horse at 5-1 was quite a good bet tomorrow and is definitely going to be my nap. The last horse I'm going to give you tomorrow to round up our EachWay Lucky 15 is a horse staying at Stratford in the 5 o'clock with a horse called Rococco Style, currently 5-1 bookmakers at the moment. It's trained by Steve Gollins, and Dickie Johnson, champion jockey, will be taking the ride tomorrow. Interesting jockey booking, but he did ride this horse last time on its only previous start, which is in a bumper, and it won on its racecourse debut at Savile in a very convincing fashion by about 10 lengths, I think, in the end, and it was very well supported throughout the day, going off, I think it was something like 5-4, maybe 6-4 favourite in the end. So it's obviously well supported, and if the money comes for it tomorrow, I thought this horse had a very strong chance of following up, and that's why I thought 5-1, you know what, wasn't a bad odds to be taken on that particular horse now, because like I said, there could be the money that gets laid down for it in the afternoon, and I thought Richard Johnson as well, still staying with the horse, was something to take note. So anyway, they're my EachWay Lucky 15 predictions for tomorrow. Sorry I'm not doing a lot tomorrow, but like I said, I don't really fancy many horses tomorrow, and I've scraped something together. But anyway, hopefully we'll have a good afternoon and we can have some winners from those. Also as well, like I've already said, please follow us on Twitter at Lucky15 if you don't do so already. Also as well, please subscribe to the YouTube channel for more horse racing daily content. Also as well, let us know your predictions tomorrow if you fancy any other runners that I've maybe missed out in those races, or you've got some tips of your own. Share them in the comments box below. So that's all I've got to say really. Hopefully, like I said, we can have a good day tomorrow and we'll be seeing you soon.